Alright guys, jumping into the tournament for Tech Find and Brawler. So we are taking on the Guado Glories, Sykes taking on the Guado Goers. So let's just jump in. It shouldn't be that bad, that difficult. It should be honestly pretty straightforward. So let's see what we can do. So first things first, we're just kind of opening up the tech copies. There's almost nothing to learn, if I'm honest. We have the anti-wither and nap on Zazie Guado, but I think that'll be unlikely to trigger, but I'm not really sure. Yeah, we're gonna have Nav Guado here push midfield. It's okay. Going for the shot. I mean, this is, as we've mentioned before, pure insanity. It makes no sense. You know, it's just like, what are you doing, man? So we're gonna take the tackle here. I think we have the I want to say we have the Wither Pass 2 on Letty. I'm mostly doing this to like hopefully trigger anti-Wither. Ooh, unlucky. See, Wither doesn't even trigger, let alone anti. So we're gonna have Dotto push up here. No one there to really stop him, and he just has a free attempt on goal. So I mean, that's good. I'll take it. And there it is, 1-0. No big deal, 1-0. So you got Nav Guado in the middle here going for the nap pass, no break, which, I mean, makes sense because taking the tackle there, at least for Nav, is, in my opinion, very risky. I don't think it makes a lot of sense. The risk reward is really unbalanced. We're actually going to do a long pass though to Waka because we kind of got put in an awkward situation with this chase. It's weird because we can avoid the Guado because Dotto's so fast, but they're fast enough where it takes a while to do so. So it doesn't make sense for us to just swim around for 12 years trying to avoid, you know, Zazie and Gira. Just pass to Waka and call it a day. Looks like Noi does block it though. Letty reclaims, and oh, that is so bad because they have a Noi Guado right now with Withered Catch, and then Waka gets another attempt. He almost made it the first time. Like, come on, this is so good for us. Super Goal active, and that's just going to be a 2-0. Like, no big deal, 2-0, right? Gonna have Nav Guado here with the ball. Gonna be taking the tackle from Waka. This is good for Waka because, you know, he gets that wither in. Nav Guado going for the pass to Gira. We're already 2 points up, so I mean it's a very promising, you know, score line. And even if they score here, we get it back and should theoretically have more than enough time to capitalize. But they're not scoring here. I mean, this is something else. So you got Jasu blocking the ball. Then we just pass to Waka. And I think Waka can just score here. Like, this shouldn't be any sort of issue, really. Pass to Waka. And then, I mean, with the Wither on Noi, he's so susceptible to goals. There it is, 3-0. Wither really is a solid technique. Yeah, especially when used correctly. I guess when I think about it, there's not a lot of ways to incorrectly use Wither. When you really like, I don't know, consider everything. I don't know. How would you incorrectly use Wither? I guess like the only real thing you can like argue is you used Wither instead of Nap when you could have easily like taken someone out and slept them. Because I would argue sleeping someone's always better than affecting them with Wither. You know, and I know that's a fierce debate because when someone gets slept, they wake up after a goal occurs. But if someone gets withered, that's just with them. So there might be some builds like, I don't know, maybe like some sort of, I've been theorizing about this and I want to make a video on it, but like some sort of speed builds where the goal inadvertently isn't to, it's going to sound weird, it's not to steal the ball, it's to hit the opponent with as much status effects as you possibly can. I think that'd be interesting. Yeah, it's so tough because it feels like oftentimes with Blitzball, to set up for a team like that, you would almost want save editing because it's really hard to set that up naturally and then have it still be relevant later on. You know what I mean? Like it does feel inherently to a certain degree like, hey, this stuff just doesn't matter anymore. And even after all that, like, you think about, like, oh, the goal is to not steal the ball, it's to affect them with status effects. Because Wither only takes place after a dribble occurs. So, like, if I Wither the shoot of a forward, and they're in the middle of shooting, it's not going to affect them. It's not going to change anything. There is that negative to consider. Granted, the flip side of that is if you could have a fast enough team, then wouldn't really matter because you would the AI would most likely avoid a tackle from at least a few of them, right? I don't know. In my head, I'm trying to think of like how you would rebuild some of these teams around these status effects. I think it'd be interesting. Yeah, let's see what Guado does. Wade is going to tackle through. Unfortunately, anti-Wither triggers, but we don't learn it. Our tech copy was a little bit off there, I think. I mean, coupled with the fact that it's hard to get because Keepa is such a low level. But we're going to pass to Dotto here and then, go. Although that being said, I thought Keepa was... Maybe it changed, but I thought Keepa was covering Zazzy. I think Zazzy changed his techniques up. It sounds so bad, but like it's such like a mindless thing for me to change techniques on the tech copy list. I sometimes don't even remember what I'm doing, I mean, to be fair, like after like 4,000 games, you're like, okay, like I've done this a lot. Your brain kind of autopilots. It's like when you're driving to work and you've done that drive like 400 times, and you don't even really think about like, okay, where am I going today? Like that, you don't think about that because you already know. Like it's you just go. Alright, we got Zazzy Guado here. We should have taken the tackle. It's a little bit foolish to try to pass above him, but hopefully we'll correct that here. And then we're just passing right to Dotto. I want to give Dotto the opportunity. We really have been using Waka, at least for this game, quite a bit, so see if Dotto wants to participate in the game of Blitzball. I think he will. Take the tackle from Otta, and then fingers crossed, Dotto can make some magic happen, something. Super goalie active. And there it is, 5-0. So you got Nav Guado with the ball. Nav is going to push left side here. I mean, that's fine. Dotto tackles through. And then Dotto can actually kind of push this really aggressively. With fingers crossed. Let's do it. Oh, thank you. That was risky. I could have stopped a little bit beforehand and encountered Otta. Or I could go, like, risk it for the biscuit and try to encounter no one. The flip side of that second choice is I could have encountered both Otta and Pa. And that would have been kind of end of the road for my dreams. So it was risky, but it paid off. Yeah, you got Nav Guado here pushing mid. Classic Nav Guado. Going for the nap pass, actually. I mean, Letty should, I was going to say, be able to just snatch this out of the air, basically. A little bit of pressure, unfortunately, because this forces us to... well, I guess if I had thought about that, I could have taken double tackles. Taking double tackles there probably was the right play. I don't know, I feel bad, because I do mention sometimes, like, when I'm making the plays here, I'm not always making the right plays, I feel. But in general, the imbalance of skill is so high that we're going to roll through the glories regardless. Blitz off occurs. We're 7-0 up. I mean, this is a pretty commanding score. Got Nav Guado here pushing left side, though. Going to encounter Letty and Dotto. Letty tackles through. Pull back. This kind of baits Otta to start pursuing. We could have actually encountered Otta, and that would have been a little bit better because we encounter Otta and then Letty takes the tackle, and then Otta is like miles away from Dotto. But either one works because Dotto's still at the end. End result is Dotto got his space he needed. What's up occurs. With only 14 seconds left, we're definitely going to have an encounter, but we're not going to have a much after that. Or even during, it sounds like. So, 8-0 final score. A little bit of experience for them. Quite a bit for Noi. A little bit for us. It's not too bad, honestly. Wow. Another level up for Letty. Level 96. More HP, attack, endurance, pass, and shoot. That's good stuff. 96. Well, Goers 4-3 the Sykes, and we 8-0 the Glories. It's not too bad. Alright. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And when you come back, we are going to be playing more Blitzball. Until next time.